Week 1, working with objects. So just some general maintenance type of issues. I'm going to go ahead and go select the rectangle tool here. And with that rectangle tool, I'm going to click and drag. We'll talk about this here in a short while, but I just wanted to create just a basic object to show you how we can do some manipulations like cut, copy, and paste. So again, we're going to talk about more in detail in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and change my fill and stroke. So over at the bottom of the toolbar, I have a fill and I have a stroke. So fill is the inside of my object, stroke is my outline. So right now I have a fill of white and a stroke of black. If I navigate to my swatches panel, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my swatches. I'm going to actually click and drag it to detach it or undock it. And while my fill is on the top, I can click a color and it will fill that shape. If I have my stroke, by clicking on the stroke and bringing that to the top, then I start to alter my stroke. And you can see the stroke is very small. It's a 1-point stroke, so it's very difficult to see. To navigate back and forth between these, I click to bring whatever one I'm in needing to change and bring that to the front. Notice that in swatches it also changes, so it's located in multiple places. My color panel is collapsed at the moment. If I extend it, you'll see it's also located there. So swatches and color and toolbar all have the same option of changing stroke and fill. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my selection tool. Remember, that's the tool that I use to select my objects. The selection tool is one of your main tools. So I have under the edit menu options to cut and to copy. So cut removes it, keeps it in the kind of its memory at the moment in its clipboard. And when I choose to paste, it'll bring it back. So now when I paste it, I'm going to use my quick keys, the Control, Alt, and Space bar, and zoom out, and then Space bar, slide it over. What it did is it actually pasted it in the middle of what was visible. So it typically will paste it in the middle when you just do a random paste. Alright, so that's the cut, is removes it completely. Now if I select it again, I can choose copy with Control C and Control V to paste. I also have a paste in front. Paste in front pastes it directly in front of the original. Paste in back pastes it directly in back of the original. And paste in place puts it in the exact same spot that you copied it from. So they are right on top of one another. Paste on all artboards. If I have multiple artboards in this document, it would paste this object on all of those artboards. Okay. One of the things that you see, and it's a little bit difficult, let me go ahead and change my color just to, oops, I'm going to flip this. The little arrow here allows me to switch, so my fill becomes my stroke and my stroke becomes my fill. So when I select this object, you see that I have these points on the corners, at the corners. Those are anchor points. So overall I see a bounding box, and if I look at the tools hiding underneath, I'm going to go to the ellipse tool and click and drag to make a circle. Alright, so here you can again see that I have some anchor points there. So any vector object is made up of anchor points, and then the areas, the line segments in between anchor points is called a path. So I have paths and I have anchor points, and that creates the vector world. A couple of other things, just general. Under object, I do have a lock. This is useful if you want to make this object not movable, and so I can have some options for how I'd like to lock it. But if I lock the selection, which happens to be the circle, now there is no way that I can select it. I can select this one, but I can't select this one. So beneficial if you have pretty complex illustrations and you don't want to accidentally click something and drag it. Go ahead and lock it. Alright, so then if I want to unlock, I have to unlock all, and it will unlock it. So I also can select both of these, and what I'm doing is I'm using my selection tool and I'm dragging what's called a marquee. Whatever I touch with the selection tool will become selected. So now that those two items are selected, I can also, back under Object, group them. So grouping them makes them multiple objects work as though they are one. So if I group it, you can't really tell they are grouped other than when I select it, they both become selected, and when I move, they move together. And clicking outside in the in kind of nowhere land over here will deselect my selection. So just general things with working with the objects, general cut, copy, paste, hiding, locking. I want to just give you a peek. I know this is a little bit ahead, but we have a panel called Layers. And I like just to share this with students right away because I think it's good just to know what's happening, what's really happening. So if I expand this, what we have in Illustrator, everything will be on one layer unless I tell it otherwise. So it's a little bit different than Photoshop. In Photoshop, creating a new layer for everything. In Illustrator, we have one layer that can hold my entire complex illustration, and then I have what's called sublayers, and this one actually looks a bit different because I have a group, and I'm gonna just extend this out so you can see. So the path indicates a sublayer. Group is that these two items are grouped and they all are in one layer. So in this case, I can also turn things on and turn things off using the visibility indicator here. Okay. I can also select individual items by just clicking their little target, and that will allow me to select those individual pieces. So just a little bit more how, some of you want to just start right away working with layers. That's a good thing. Don't make that be something that you forget about. Make sure you know what's really happening.